my channel. For today's video, I just wanted to do something really kind of quick and simple, but that looks, well, I think it looks glam. Other people might describe it as tacky. I think it looks super, super glamorous. There we go. That was it. I just wanted to come on and do this and use gems, because you guys know I love gems. So yeah, today's video is just going to be a tutorial for this look. It was pretty quick overall. It's a fairly easy look. I don't really have anything else to say before we jump into this video. Before we do though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on the next video. Let's jump into the tutorial for this look. Alright guys, my eyes are primed as always with my P. Louise base, so we're going to jump into our first shade, and I just want to start with a kind of medium-y, lightish matte brown, and for that I'm going to jump into my Viseart Neutral Mattes 1 palette because it's been a while, and I'm going to go for this shade here. I'm just taking it on an angled brush. I just want to trace my wing out. Just like when I'm doing my eyeliner, I just like to start by following the shape of my lower lash line and then going up, and then I'm gonna go about halfway on my eyelid, and I'm just gonna outline again, kind of following the shape of my crease at the front. And then I do need to go a little bit higher than my crease when I get to this part, just because of how much my eyelid and my brow bone overlap when my eyes move around. So I do go up a little bit, and I am trying not to raise my eyebrow as well, so that I can get a nice rounded shape. And then I'm going to bring it down and then back up. And then what I'm also going to do at this stage is just set my brow bone area. So I'm going to jump into the lighter shade just on a large flat brush. And it doesn't really matter too much if I go a bit over the edge of the eyeshadow. I'm going to take my Morphe M152 and I'm just going to go back into the same shade. And I think what I'm going to do is fill in the outer third of my eye. I'm going to go all the way up to that line I traced out and bring it back into my wing. I'm just going back over everything, making sure it isn't patchy. And then I just want to deepen right at the end of the wing, so I'm going to go into a deeper shade. I'm going to take this one, just on a smaller flat brush. Just going to go over the top of the wing. And then I'm just bringing it down into the first shade so I can just blend them in together. Just going back into the Morphe brush as well. I've got a little bit of creasing at the front of my eye, so I'm just going to pat that out. And now I'm going to move on into my sparkly shades, and I'm going to go into my Huda Mercury Retrograde palette because these are gorgeous. I'm going to take a Zoeva 231 and I'm going to start off with the shade Gold Glitch. Let's see if that picks it up properly. I do find a fluffier brush works with these. Okay, yeah, this is working. I'm getting that all on the center section of my eye. I'm making sure I'm taking it all the way up to that line I drew on. And then I'm gonna blend it over my matte shade. Just gonna take a little bit more of my matte shade. Just come and blend a little bit. And now with a clean Zoeva 231, I'm now going to go into the shade Super Moon. I've made a serious dent into this one, which is upsetting because it is pretty. So I'm literally just filling in that whole front section, and then I'm bringing it over the top of Gold Glitch. And then I'm taking a bit more of Gold Glitch just so I can blend them in together. These are just some of the prettiest shimmer shades I own. They just are. They're expensive, but if you can afford them, they are worth it. I'm just going to take a little bit more P. Louise base, and I'm just going to come and clean up the underneath a little at this stage. Just sharpen it up. I feel like it's easier to do it at this stage than it will be once all my gems are on. Next up, I'm going to go in with my Suva Liner Hydro... What are these called again? Hydro liners, aren't they? My Suva Hydro Liner in the shade Gold Digger. I'm going to use a Pro Arte Master Stroke brush. This is Series 60 in the size 3. And I haven't been using my Suva ones lately, so I need to remind myself what consistency I need to get them to. I find you can add too much water quite easily and then they will bleed, and that is not what I need right now. And what I'm going to do now is outline my shape. Okay, this one definitely requires a few layers to get it to work. I'm going to do the underneath as well. So now that the liner is on both eyes, I'm now going to go on with some gems, and I'm going to go in with the gold ones from this multicolored set. I'm going to take my Duo Brush On Lash Glue, and I'm going to pop that over the top of the liner. I really hope I have enough gems for this. And I'm just going to be using one of those wax pencils to apply them on, because I think it's going to be easier. Oh, no, actually there we go. I said it was going to be easier and then it wouldn't come off the pen. There we go. It was going really well until that one, and it's just lifted off some of the liner underneath, so that's not so good. And I'm not going to go all the way with the gems. Where am I? So I was going to leave it ungemmed at the front, but now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it would make sense if I had smaller sizes of gems, and I don't. I'm just going to do the whole thing. And now I'm going to do the underneath as well, right up into that wing. Okay, and now I really regret this because I have to go and do this on the other eye. So I guess I'll be right back. Okay, so my second eye is done. So we are now going to move on to the skin. So I have no idea what my hair is doing today. It was looking really, really nice. And now I just don't know. Moving on, I am going to start off with my I Heart Revolution Tasty Peach Primer Spray because it's nearly finished. And I just want to finish it. Also, in the video where I tested this, I just used this as a normal setting spray. I used it all the way throughout my makeup, and then I realised it was a priming spray, but I don't really feel like it makes a difference. Like, I use it at any stage in my makeup, really. I need to decide what foundation to use, and I don't know what I want to go for today. I'm going to use the Born This Way foundation. This is the shade Snow, just because I haven't really used it at all since buying it. I'm just going to pop it on my sponge. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that Snow is light, cool tone shade. I consider this to be very yellow on me. Oh god, I look a little bit pale in the monitor. Taking a little bit more for my forehead. Coverage isn't too bad. It says medium to full on the bottle. It's definitely not the fullest coverage that I have, but it's not doing too bad a job, especially with how bad my skin is at the moment. It matches my neck really, really well, but it makes me look a bit pale. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit more on my sponge again. I'm going to build it up. And let's add some more where I need it. Okay, the coverage is quite nice. I definitely still need concealer, but in the monitor it doesn't look too bad. I feel like it's covered up most of what it needs to. Just getting right into the edge of my eyebrow, trying not to get on the gems. Doesn't feel like it's sitting very well everywhere. Could be the primer though. It's really not sitting well on my nose. Like, it's not heavy. I don't think it looks cakey. I just feel like it's not sitting very nicely on my skin. Just trying to find a concealer that is going to match this foundation, because I do have the Born This Way concealer, but I have it in the shade Swan. It's meant to be the same shade level, but it's meant to be warmer. I don't really seem to have another concealer that matches. Actually, I think my best bet might just be to mix a little bit of Porcelain in with Swan. I'm just gonna go half and half. Okay, that's not too bad. The undertone's not quite right. I'm just not sure about Too Faced undertones sometimes, but I do like the coverage on this one for spot concealing, so I'm gonna go with it. And then I'm just gonna blend out with the same sponge. Okay, that is looking better. I mean, to me, the foundation does have a yellow undertone, even though it's supposed to be cool toned. These two concealers are definitely a lot warmer, a lot more yellow. So I feel like by having those, they are kind of colour correcting for me and covering up that redness underneath that the foundation hadn't quite got. So I'm not mad at it. Something that's just not going right on my nose. It's very, very annoying. Okay, it's not perfect. Like, I can still see some bits here and there, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna carry on. You know what? I'm just gonna carry on using the Born This Way concealer. So I'm just gonna use it to highlight. Not really gonna work. Let's see. No, okay. I thought it was lighter than this foundation, but I feel like it just blends in and doesn't highlight anything. So I'm just gonna go with my usual. I'm gonna take the I Heart Revolution Heartbreakers Concealer in Buttermilk. There we go, that's a bit better. And I'm just using the flat edge of the sponge to blend that in. I thought it might be lifting the foundation off, but I think it's okay. I hope so anyway. It's maybe a little bit too much product in between my brows. I could picture it creasing later. And then actually I am going to jump back into Swan just because it has that yellow undertone. I'm going to pop it just here, just a teeny tiny bit. I feel like I have a lot of discoloration at the moment and I'm struggling to cover it up, so I'm just going to blend it in with my fingers. I'm just going over with a sponge and then back in with my finger, really pushing it down in there. And then I'm going to go back in with my I Heart Revolution concealer. I just want to brighten up now, so I'm actually going to go just below my under eye and then down at the back. I'm going to take my finger again actually. I'm going to bring that up and then just highlighting back here and then again with the sponge. I think that looks okay. I feel like my dark circles are definitely a lot less visible than they usually are. I'm going to go back in with my Revolution Tasty Peach Priming Spray. And then I'm going to powder as always with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light. Right, so for the under eye, I'm going to go back into the Viseart palette. I'm just going to take another clean Zoeva 231. I quite like them for my under eye sometimes. I'm going to go into this lightly and I am going to lightly brush that into my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to take a gold eyeliner. This is one from Academy of Colour. I'm going to pop that on top of the brown. Will it work in the waterline? Okay, it does. Not too bad actually. Not really showing up, but it'll do. I'm going to bronze next, and I feel like I don't want to go too warm at this stage, so I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade In the Sun. Just taking that on an angled brush from Iconic London and just giving my face some shape back. I do find that where this bronzer is very cool toned, I can either use it as a bronzer, like I am now, or as a contour. I just didn't want to look too warm. I feel like it would stand out too much against this shade of foundation. Bring it over the nose. I'm going to contour with the Central shade from my Revolution and Patricia Bright palette. This is Moonlight Glow. Just taking it on a PC15, deepening up those cheekbones. I feel like I just want to look pale and sculpted. That's the look we're going for here today. And then just doing my lips and my nose. Don't want to bring it up into the eyes too much today, but I'm just going to take it into the front of the brow. Okay, so even though I've kept my bronzer a little bit more cool toned, I think I do want to go warmer on the cheeks and on the lips as well. So for my blush, I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Colour Icon blush in Nudist Society, and it's got a little bit of shimmer as well. It's very pretty. It's not overly warm, and it's a really nice shade if you're as pale as me. Very wearable. You can easily build it up as well. I'm going to bring it in my temple as well. It's gonna give me a bit more colour, and then just a bit more lightly over the top of the nose. I'm just gonna come in with my sponge, no extra product because I don't want to disturb the powder. Just really lightly, just to raise the cheekbones up a bit. For my highlighter, I'm going to go in with my Glazed Donut highlighter from Ofra in collaboration with Nikki Tutorials, just on my PC17. I feel like there's not a lot of shades of highlighters that I can wear when I'm this pale, especially because I am cool toned. But I feel like this one isn't fully white. Like, I feel like there is a slightly warmer edge to it. Not super warm, not golden, but not stark white like my Revolution highlighter in Set the Tone. Take it on my temple. I'm just going to run it straight through the brow and use it on the brow bone as well. I'm going to take some more on a Zoeva 231, just down the bridge of my nose. At the front, that's a bit much. I don't want the highlighter to be visible from the front as well, so I'm just going to add a bit more. Don't want to go in too... That's quite strong. I wasn't going to say not too strong, but there we go. I'm just going to take my blush brush again, no extra product. Just go back over those areas. Just tone it down a little bit. And I'm going to do my inner corner as well. I'm just going to add more to the brow bone. This is a going out look that's going nowhere, so why not? I think I'm going to go in again with the peach spray. I do just like to use a mattifying spray just to get everything into place, make sure it's not going to move, and then I can use more of a glowy spray right at the end. I'm going to do my brows and lashes off camera, and then I'll be right back so that we can do the lips together. Alright, so my brows are on, although I don't know if I'm super happy with them. And then for my lashes, I went with the Alex lashes from By Libby Beauty. So that just leaves us with the lips. I was originally thinking a red lip, but that's kind of the obvious choice almost of a look like this. So instead I'm going to go more orange. I'm going to go with the Lime Crime Plushie, and the shade is Pumpkin Latte. And I've really been liking this because it's a really pretty shade. And I'm going to pop that on the centre of the lip first. And I'm kind of dabbing it. I'm going to go in with my finger and tap it out. It's a little bit messy. I'll clean it up in a second. Just gonna do the top lip as well. I just think this is such a nice autumnal colour. Like, if I just want something bold that isn't a red and feels a little bit more seasonally appropriate, then this is what I go for. Okay, I'm making a mess of it, as always. I'm gonna go in with just a small blending brush. There we go, that way it's not too strong, let's say. And then I'm just going to take my concealer brush and clean up those edges. And then I'm going to take a little bit more, just right in the middle. Just keeping the colour the strongest, right in the centre. I feel like it's not really stayed in place on the top lip, annoyingly. Just add a little bit more. At this rate, doing my lips is going to take longer than doing my eyes. Do I add gloss or do I keep it matte? No, I think I'm going to keep it matte, otherwise I'm going to lose that gradient. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Iconic London Prep Set and Glow. This one is nearly finished, just to bring back a little bit of glow to the face. Alright guys, so here is the finished look. What do you guys think? I am surprised by how much I like this lip with how pale my skin is, because normally a more warm orangey tone lipstick when I'm really pale, not always a gamble that pays off, but I feel like this thinner formula with the fact that I've kind of blended the edges out, I really like it. It's a little bit doll-like and I'm kind of here for it. I really like how the eyes came out as well. It was really simple to do. The hardest part was the gems, just because they're fiddly and they take ages, but once they're on, I think it's really effective. Wish I had somewhere to wear it out tonight, but I'm just gonna go and sit on the sofa now after taking pictures. I'm just not really looking forward to taking them off because I already know it's gonna be super annoying. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, then do please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of it, and of course hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys!